Good morning, children. Hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. So, in our session today, we are going to see social and political life. Before we start studying something from civics, we should know the meaning of civics, right? Civics is nothing but it's a study of social science dealing with the rights and duties of citizens. The lesson that we are going to see today is Diversity, Part 1. From the lesson Diversity, we are going to learn today about meaning of diversity, unity, reasons of diversity, characteristics of diversity in India, dance and music, dresses. Under the topic reasons of diversity, we are going to learn about traditions, food pattern, regional differences, religious beliefs. And under the topic characteristics of diversity in India, we are going to learn about languages and about religion, also about festivals. Come, let's get into the lesson. We identify things by names and shapes. We distinguish between them by the quality. Differences in human beings are based on the cultures they belong to and the languages they speak. This is known as diversity. If everything and everyone was same, it would become boring and monotonous. So normally there are lot of things in this universe. So we identify the things from this universe by their names and shapes. We feel the differences between the things by the quality they have. But how do we feel the differences in human beings? Yes, the differences in human beings are based on the cultures they belong to and the languages we speak. This is known as diversity. If everything and everyone is same, it would become boring and monotonous, right? So what's the meaning of monotonous here? Monotonous is nothing but it's never changing and therefore boring. When everything seems to be the same, we feel boring. It is called as monotonous. In this chapter, let's learn about diversity in India. Imagine a garden with flowers of only one variety, one color, and one size. Or, if every place on the earth is same, would you like it? Variety and change are the two important aspects of our life. If the people of the Stone Age didn't try to change at all from their situation, we all would have still been in the Stone Age. Everyone needs a change and improvement from what's available or existing. Growth and progress happens as we human beings wish to find new things. This human quality brings about inventions and innovations. Come, let's learn what is the meaning of diversity now. What does diversity mean? Just look around in your class and you would find that everyone is wearing the same uniform. Yet, everyone is different. Your classmates come from different localities and different families. They may follow a different region like Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, or Buddhism. Some people come from the hill regions or from the plains of North India or from the southern parts of India. They speak different languages at home like Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, etc. This difference is called diversity. So children, when you are inside the school, when you come to the school and you see around yourself, you see everyone is wearing the same uniform. All your friends are in the same uniform. But is everyone same? No, never. Everyone is different in their own way. Your classmates come from different places and from different families too. They follow a different region like Hindu, Christian, Jain, Sikhism or Buddhism. Some people come from the hill regions or from the plains of North India or from southern parts of India also. They speak different languages at home, but when you come to school, you follow the same language. You don't follow your own language. So, though they follow Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, etc., you follow a same language in your school. This difference is always called as diversity. What is unity? Although the students are from diverse backgrounds, yet they are your friends, and you all study together as members of one section of class 6. Thus, you are united together as one even while you all are from diverse backgrounds. In a nutshell, this is what unity in diversity. So, here, how do we feel united? Though we come from different backgrounds, we all are not from the same backgrounds. Some people are rich, some people are poor, some people are in the low grade, some people are in the high grade. But we feel everyone as our friends in the classroom. And you all study together as members of only one section that's called class 6. You feel everyone as your classmates. You study and play together. You have debates and competitions against other sections, and you feel as one united team. Thus, you are united together as one even while you all are from different backgrounds. In a nutshell, this is what called unity in diversity. Unity is the situation in which people are in agreement and working together. Of course, when we are united, we are sure that we can achieve anything and everything. There are so many reasons for diversity in India. Let's learn one by one. First, we'll learn about traditions. Human beings prefer to live in groups. A family lives in a house in a colony in a locality, and a locality in a district in a state in a country. At every level, the people around you makes a difference to how you live. For example, your parents teach you what to eat, how to eat, what to wear, how to pray, what to do and what not to do inside the house and outside the house. They learn these things from their parents and the elders around them. This is what builds traditions and trends. Normally, human beings they wish to live only in groups, not alone. If you take for example, look at your own house. You live with your family. The family may be a part of a joint family. The family lives in a house. The house in a colony. The colony in a locality and the locality in a district. The district in a state and the state in a country. At every level, the people around you make a difference to how you live. For example, if you take your parents teach you what to eat, how to eat, what to wear, how to pray, what to do and what not to do inside the house and outside the house. They are the reasons for your actions. So before you go to school, they teach you each and everything. They learn these things from their parents, they and the elders around them. This is what builds traditions and trends. You can see the picture and get to know what are the traditions being followed in India. Regional differences. What clothes we wear and how we wear them are also influenced by what people around us wear. In some regions, the men wear turbans, in some caps, and in some they may wear lungis or dhotis. Most of our dresses and food habits have come from our ancestors. Those who lived in hot areas wore headgear like a turban so as to save their head from the scorching heat. Similarly, the people who lived in areas which get a lot of rain wear clothes which are normally kept knee length so that they do not get wet when walking through waterlogged area, rice fields, etc. So children, normally we do things by seeing other people. We are taught by our parents or by our siblings or from our friends or by the people who are surrounded by. So even in clothes it shows. So when we wear clothes, we see other people and how we wear also influenced by only other people. Normally we are taught by our parents or by other people who are surrounded by. In some regions men wear turbans and in some regions they may wear lungis or dhotis. If we take for example, most of our dresses and food habits have come from our ancestors. Only from our previous generations we have inculcated all these things. Those who lived in hot areas wore headgear like a turban so as to save their head from the scorching heat. So, to save their head from the heat, they used to have headgear on their head like a turban it shows. Similarly, People who are living in the areas where they get a lot of rain, they wear knee-length dresses, which means they should not get wet. So they wear only knee-length dresses. So it will be easy for them to walk through waterlogged areas, rice fields, etc. Food pattern in India. The availability of food in a particular region also sets a pattern of food preferences. The plains of Punjab used to grow more wheat, so people ate more chapatis, which are made of wheat. So, children, we follow the different food patterns in India. We don't get the same food everywhere in India. If you go to the places of India, you will get variety of foods. So, the availability of food in a particular region also sets a pattern of food preferences. If you go to the plains of Punjab, you can see they used to grow more wheat. So, people from Punjab, from the plains of Punjab, they used to eat more chapatis which are made of wheat. Those in areas which grew rice like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, etc., became rice eaters. Those who stayed in dry regions like Rajasthan, where grains like bajra was grown, started eating these as basic food. Those close to seas and rivers started eating fish, and others who didn't have much agriculture produce around them became more and more meat eaters. With the passing of time, such dresses and food pattern became traditions which relate to people from a region or religion. So, if you take places like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, they grew rice. So, they used to have more rice. They became rice eaters. And the people who live in the place like Rajasthan, which means in the dry regions like Rajasthan, they grow maximum grains like bajra. Bajra is like pearl millets. It's a type of a pearl millet, maximum grown primarily in Africa and India. So they started eating these grains as basic food. And those people who are close to seas and rivers, they started eating fish, and others who didn't have much of agricultural products, they became more and more meat eaters. With the passing of time, these dresses and food patterns, they became the tradition which relate to people from region to religion. Religious belief. Religion over a period has been a big binding force among people. Different people believe in different forms of God. They have different faiths and follow different rituals and customs. They have different patterns of prayers, and all this leads them to be living different ways of life. The Hindus go to temples, Sikhs go to Gurudwaras, the Muslims go to mosques, and the Christians go to churches. So, children, over a period of time, even the religion with people has also changed. People started believing different gods, and they started having different faiths on their gods. They followed their own rituals and customs. They followed different faiths and different gods too. They didn't have the same pattern of prayers. They had variety pattern of prayers, and all this leads them to live their own way of life. The Hindus started going to temples. Sikhs followed Gurudwaras, and the Muslims followed mosques. Also, the Christians followed churches. Now you are seeing the picture of Gurudwaras where the Sikhs worship their God. Now you are seeing the picture of Gurudwaras where the Sikhs worship their God. Now you are seeing the symbols of variety of religions followed in India. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Confucianism, Shinto, Jainism, Baha'i, native spirituality. All they have their own symbol, and they follow different faiths and different rituals and customs. Characteristics of diversity in India. The regional differences have brought about many peculiar characteristics in the diversity we see every day around us. Peculiar here means different to what's normal or expected. may be strange. Let's now learn about the languages that's being followed in India. Indian Constitution has recognized 22 principal languages. Languages have come into prominence from different regions. So we all know that languages play a main role in our life. They became an essential part from different regions. People in different parts of India speak different languages like Punjabi in Punjab, Bengali in West Bengal, Tamil in Tamil Nadu, Telugu in Andhra Pradesh, Kannada in Karnataka, Malayalam in Kerala, Marathi in Maharashtra, Hindi in most parts of central India including Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and so on. So if you see people from India, everyone is speaking different languages. We all don't speak the same language. For place to place, the languages also differs. If you go to Punjab, people speak Punjabi. When you go to West Bengal, you can see people speak Bengali. And here in Tamil Nadu, we speak Tamil. When we go to Andhra Pradesh, we can see people speaking Telugu. And in Karnataka, Kannada. And in Kerala, people speak Malayalam. When you go to Maharashtra, people speak Marathi. And Hindi is an essential language for everyone, and it became most parts of Central Asia's language. So including Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and in other places also, Hindi is being spoken. While the scripts of different languages remain the same, they are spoken in different forms of different regions. For example, the Punjabi spoken in Amritsar region of Punjab is quite different than the Punjabi in Firozpur region. These variations in languages are called dialects. In India, there are more than 500 dialects of different languages. So here in the slide, we are learning about dialects. What is a dialect? So normally, even though the scripts of different languages are same, they are being spoken in different forms. So if you take for example, the Punjabi which is spoken in Amritsar region and Punjabi in Firozpur region are different. So these variations are called dialects. So in India, you can find more than 500 dialects of different languages. Let's learn about religions in the slide. There are many religions in India. People have different faiths and beliefs. They follow different ways or rituals to pray and appease their gods. While Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, Christianity are commonly known religions, but all these have subsects as well. Each one follows different customs of faith. Some religions dictate the ways of life, like Jainism propagates vegetarianism, the Sikhs wear turbans, etc. So we can find many religions in India. Not only a single religion is being followed in India. There are many religions are being followed by us. We have different faiths and beliefs towards our own God. We follow different ways or rituals to pray. We have our own way of worshipping. Though everyone is called a religion, there is a subsections in each and every religion. Each one follows different customs of faith. Though some religions dictate the ways of life, like Jainism propagates vegetarianism and the Sikhs, they wear only turbans, etc. Festivals. Different festivals are celebrated across the country. They are either related to region or crop. Some are related to seasons and some to commemorate political achievements. So, variety of festivals are being followed across the country. Sometimes the festivals that are related to region or crop. Crop means the cultivated plant that is grown. So, some regions they follow the seasons related festivals, and some regions to commemorate political achievements. Commemorate here means which means to recall and show respect for something. So to recall and show respect for their political achievements, they may follow the festival. You are now seeing the picture of famous festivals that are being celebrated in India. Let's now see them one by one. Religion based. There are many festivals based on religions. The Hindus have festivals like Dashara, Diwali, Holi, while the Muslims have the variety of Eid. The Christians have the Christmas and Easter, and the Jains have Mahavir Jayanti. The Buddhists have Buddha Purnima. The Sikhs have Guru Nanak Jayanti as their main festival. So there are many festivals based on religions. The Hindus they follow Dashara, Diwali, Holi, and the Muslims follow the different forms of Eid. But the Christians follow Christmas and Easter, and the Jains follow Mahavir Jayanti. The Buddhists they celebrate Buddha Purnima, and the Sikhs they celebrate Guru Nanak Jayanti as their main festival. Regional festivals. These are festivals which have been celebrated in various regions. This is because more number of people who follow that culture stay in those areas. For example, Bihu is celebrated in Assam, Onam in Kerala, and Pongal in Tamil Nadu, and Baisakhi in Punjab, etc. So, we have seen religion based festivals are being celebrated in India like Diwali, Dashara, Holi, Christmas, Easter, Eid, etc. etc. But there are few festivals that is based on regional also. So this is because more number of people who follow the same culture stay in the particular areas. For example, if you take Assam, they celebrate Bihu there. If you take Kerala, they celebrate Onam. And here in Tamil Nadu, we celebrate Pongal. And in Punjab, they celebrate Baisakhi. So all these regional festivals also make them enjoyable, and they give some importance for the regional festivals too. See the pictures. The first picture refers to the regional festival that is being celebrated in Assam, that is Bihu, and the second picture shows the festival that is celebrated in Kerala, that is Onam festival. And here you can see the Pongal picture that's being celebrated in Tamil Nadu, and the next one is Punjabi's regional festival, that is Baisakhi. National festivals. The nation celebrates its Independence Day and the Republic Day as national festivals with lots of pomp and show. These are organized to commemorate the birth of independent India and the making of the Republic Day by adopting its own constitution. So far we have seen about religion based festivals and regional based festivals that are being celebrated in India. Now we are saying about the national festivals that is being celebrated. So the nation celebrates its Independence Day and the Republic Day as their national festivals with lots of enthusiasm. These festivals are organized to recall the birth of independent India and the making of the Republic Day by adopting its own constitution. You are now seeing the pictures of national festivals that are being celebrated in India. The first picture refers to Republic India and the second picture refers to Independent India. Dance and music. Dances. The dance and music which are followed in different regions you see today find their origins in the folk dance and folk music of yesteryears. Most music and dance forms were originally performed in temples and were connected to the epics which are depicted in different forms of expression. Some are also related to other ceremonies like marriages, childbirth, etc. So, here we have the information about dances in India. The dance and music that is being followed in different regions that we see today are having their origins from the folk dances and folk music from the previous years. So most music and dance forms that are originally performed in temples and they are connected to the epics that are depicted in different forms of expression from the variety expressions. So some dances are related to other ceremonies like marriages, childbirth, etc. You can now see the different dance forms in India. So there are so many dance forms in India. All the pictures are given here as a collage. Some dance forms in India are Kathak, Kathakali in Kerala, Kuchipudi in Andhra Pradesh, Bharatanatyam in Tamil Nadu, Manipuri in Manipur, Bihu in Assam, Lavani from Maharashtra, Garba from Gujarat, Bhangra from Punjab, Guma from Rajasthan, etc. So every places has their own dance forms. So if you take for example Kerala has Kathakali or Kathak, it's called as Kathak also. So if you see in Andhra Pradesh, they have Kuchipudi as their traditional dance. Here in Tamil Nadu we have Bharatanatyam, which is classical as a traditional dance, and in Manipur they follow Manipuri as their traditional dance. So likewise every places have their own traditional form of dances. Music. The musical patterns are also varied. The Carnatic music finds its roots in the southern parts of India, whereas the Hindustani music finds its origins in the northern part of India. There are many local forms and variations in different parts of India. So, as we had different forms of dances, we had music also in various forms. So, the musical pattern are also varied. Likewise, we had dances. The Carnatic music finds its roots in southern part of India, as well as the Hindustani music finds its origin in northern part of India. There are many local forms and variation in various parts of India. You can see the picture of musical instruments that we have in India. So we must have heard about all these musical instruments somewhere in life. So you are now seeing veena, flute, mridangam, santur, sitar, jaltarang, shenai, harmonium and tabla. All these are the very famous musical instruments that we have in India. Let's now learn about the dresses that we wear in India. If you go to a marriage ceremony, you will find that most people are wearing dresses which they may not wear as normal daily wear. These are worn to depict our customary connection with our origins. The major different forms of dresses which can be related to regions are Salwar Kameez in Punjab, Kagra Kachli in Rajasthan, Lehenga Choli in Gujarat, Lungi in South India, Kurta Pajama in Central India, Dhoti Kurta in West Bengal and northern parts of the country. The sari is worn in more than 10 different styles in different parts of the country, and so is the dhoti. So now we are seeing about the dresses that we follow in India. So whenever you go to some functions or to any ceremonies outside, you can see people wearing different kinds of dresses. So they don't wear all those dresses for the normal wear. So they follow their traditional wear only for the functions when they come outside for any ceremonies. Even we wear our traditional dresses when we go to some marriages or to some other events. So these dresses are worn to depict their customary connection with our origins. For example, if there are many different forms of dresses which can be related to regions. So if you take Punjab, they wear Salwar Kameez there, and Kagra Kachli in Rajasthan, and in Gujarat they wear Lehenga Choli, and in South India we wear Lungi, which means men wear Lungi, Kurta Pajama in Central India, and in West Bengal and northeast parts of country they wear Dhoti Kurta. Maximum if you see, sari is common everywhere, but the way of wearing sari is different. So more than 10 different styles of wearing sari in different parts of the country. Also wearing dhoti is also different in each places. See the picture. You can see the traditional forms of dresses that we wear in India. We have come to the end of our session today. Your homework assignment and the worksheet will be sent in the PDF format in your WhatsApp group. And for your activity, you need to find out the following that are given below. Name 3 cricketers from 3 different parts of India. Name 3 presidents of India with their respective states they belong to. Name 3 teachers of your school or your relatives who belong to different regions. Complete all these without fail and send it in the WhatsApp group with your homework. Let's meet in our next part of diversity lesson. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you all.